Warning! If you're building your chords with one finger at a time, you're making it a heck of a lot more challenging for you than you need to. Press through the fretboard with the tips of my fingers. At the same time, we have to lift and move our third finger to the second string third fret. There's a lot going on there. Hey everyone, it's Mr. Will with Loog Nation, and today we're taking a deep dive into one of the chords that you, my Loog Nation community, and other students have had a really hard time getting right, I guess is the only way I could put it. Yeah, clear, clean. Those are good words, Beat. Thanks. If you don't know, Beat is here to help us learn the Loog together, and Beat keeps me on track when I get a little sidetracked. Yeah, Beat, thanks. D can be tricky because we're using all three of our fingers and we're pressing down on three different places on the Loog. Even the A chord tends to be a little easier than the D major. Now, why is that? Yeah, Beat, that's exactly it. We have to leave room for all of the strings to ring out, to have space. Leave space. That's actually a good term to remember. Leave space. Yeah. We want to leave space for each string. How do we do that? That's right. We have to pay attention to how our fingers are striking down on the fretboard. Chomping monsters means that we're using the tips of our fingers to come down on top of the fretboard. This happens a couple of different ways. It happens by making sure that my thumb is back behind the neck. So maybe you see just a little bit of my thumb, but it's high behind the neck. And my other fingers are now up on top of the fretboard. And if I were to give you a view from here, I'm seeing my fingernails, right? So if you're looking down at your Loog, you should see your fingernails, not the tips of your fingers, right? Yeah, those are quacking ducks. That kind of clicking, buzzing, fuzzy sound is because my fingers are laying down on the strings. I'm trying to press through the fretboard with the tips of my fingers and pressing the pad of my thumb on the back side of the neck. So imagine if there was it's an imaginary Loog, right? Oh, I'm pressing down like this, right? Like a C or an O, right? An O shape is better than a flat, like greater than sign, right? It's not greater than, right? We want this C, this O shape. And that's going to help us remember to give space. We also give space by using our elbow and our wrist to make our fingers lift, right? We want to push our elbow and our wrist kind of away from ourselves. I've got my fingers are flat, my wrist is back, right? Looks like my wrist is back. That's no good. What we want is my wrist to go that way. Ooh. And it does so by my elbow pushing forward. And notice how my fingers lift up. There we go. My fingers are now lifting up. And I'm grabbing this shape. What I did just there was what I like to call it a sound check. Yeah, sound check. I'm plucking through each string to make sure that they ring out clear and clean. Like you said, Beat. Clear and clean. By using the sound check, I know that each string is ringing out clearly. Those are some ways to work on your D chord. Let's move on to the next part of this lesson and talk about moving from one chord to the next. And this movement from one chord to the next is how we get better at playing a D chord. It's really good to practice moving from one chord to the next. And the two we're going to do today is a G to D and an A to D. Let's break these down. The G we're playing with our third finger, third fret, G on 3. And then what do we have to do to make a D chord? Right? Yes? Exactly. We have to move our 2 fingers over and drop it down on strings 3 and 1. And at the same time, we have to lift and move our third finger to the 2nd string 3rd fret. There's a lot going on there. Lift and back to G. Lift and down on D. Lift and down on G. So notice what all is happening, and notice how slow I'm moving, right? I'm taking my time. I want to be able to make sure that my fingers remember what they do. This is called muscle memory. Muscle memory. Warning! If you're building your chords with one finger at a time, you're making it a heck of a lot more challenging for you than you need to. What do I mean by building one finger at a time is, let's say I'm playing a G, and I want to go to D, and I'm gonna lift up, and then I'm gonna put this one down, and then I'll put this one down, and then I'll put this one down. Oh, I made a D. But if I'm playing a song and I do that, did you hear that? You're kind of coming late to the party, so to speak. Your fingers are late to the downbeat. Practicing lifting and dropping and lifting and dropping all at the same time instead of building the chord one finger at a time is going to make it so much easier in the long run for you to be able to play whatever songs you want to play. Lift, dropping the peace sign down on here, moving my third finger over and down. And then lift, and I'm going to move my third finger over and down. Let's do that with A. So we're on D. Then we're going to lift and move to an A. I use my second and third finger on strings 3 and 2. You can always use your first and second finger. That's totally fine. Back to D. Lift. And if I'm using my first and second finger, notice they just come together and then drop down on strings 3 and 2, 2nd fret. And then we lift, separate them apart, bring my third finger over, and we practice dropping down all at the same time onto that D. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. So I hope this video helps you understand that making a D chord sound good can be a lot of work at first, but it's about moving from one chord to a D chord that makes it more tricky. And taking your time and watching your fingers lift and drop at the same time onto the strings is going to build that muscle memory. Nice, thanks, Beat. That helps your fingers remember. If you want more lessons about chords that you're having a hard time with, drop a yeah, give me more lessons in the comments below, or maybe just a yes, more lessons. Whatever you want to say in the comments, leave a comment below. We'd be happy to make more lessons about chords and how to move from one chord to the next here at Loog Nation. Remember, we're here every Thursday. We're so happy you subscribed to our channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, Beat, I love this channel as well, and Beat is so happy to be here with us, so say goodbye. All right, bye-bye.